What's going on, guys? Veve Vision back with another video. Today we're going to be talking about the MCP. We're going to be answering some questions about it. And yeah, we're going to be chilling out, having a good time. So let's get into the video.
Disclaimer, we are not professionals. We are not financial advisors. This is not financial advice. Do your own due diligence and enjoy the video.
First off, gotta thank all the subs, all the Patreon members, everybody supporting the channel. Thank you so much. We really appreciate the support. Let's get right into the video. Also, we're almost at 5K, so super excited for
5K
that.
giveaway. 5K
Yeah.
giveaway.
Thank you guys so much, though. Seriously, like, can't thank you enough. But we're going to be talking about MCP specifically. This is a like requested video from a Patreon member. If you guys don't know, that's part of like the Patreon thing. And so this specifically is coming from MF Floyd. Shout out to MF Floyd. Yes, sir. So we basically have four main points we're going to be touching on here. We've discussed these before, but we're making a video dedicated to it. And so the first point is, how do we think the probability of getting a drop will change for non-whale investors to get drops with the MCP program and MCP points and the drop raffle, basically, and like how we think the competition between whales and like, you know, fishies will change.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping they have it some sort of, because we know that there's going to be a leveling system, and I'm almost positive that they said that there's going to be different like chats that you'll be able to be a part of. So if I'm level 20, I'm going to be able to be in chats with the level 20 master collector people, or
Yeah.
I guess they wouldn't be master collectors, but yeah, other people in the same rank. So then I feel like at that point you should be competing against the other level 20s to get the drop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at the same time, then it would like deter the whales from like loading up on everything, because then they would only be going against whales. So
yeah,
it's definitely hard. I feel like they're gonna have to make burning collectibles make a big part of the raffle, because
yeah,
burning is gonna be crazy if they do that.
yeah. I definitely agree with Carter, and I didn't even really know about that chat thing, but I do think that's a nice like kind of exclusive feature for the leveling and stuff that could benefit you, because maybe being in those chats with other like high level people could kind of give you some insight as to like what moves they're making, stuff like that. But I mainly think like, I don't think so much the number of points you get is extremely important. I honestly just think as long as you can get enough points to buy one ticket, because all you're doing is just you're giving yourself an extra entry. The more you can get, the better that is. But realistically, whales are being rewarded for their sets too. And as long like if you're not a whale, you're not going to be rewarded in the same way. And so I really just think as long as you can get the bare minimum of an extra entry, that should be your goal. And if you know you're looking for higher, you can go for more. But I don't think it's gonna let a fishy completely like obliterate a whale unless it's for a collectible that isn't highly sought after, that you decide to go all in with all of the points you've stacked up ever on one specific drop. And then I think it could, you know, change the odds or whatever in your favor. But besides that, I mean, whales are going to be getting so many points per day that it'll probably stack up to how many you get in a week or something like that. And so it's going to be hard.
Yeah. And I also think it's probably going to be like 10 to 20% of the drop. I don't think it's going to be like 50% of the drop. Like only like 10, 20% is going to go with this master collectors thing. So it's still going to be fun for anybody to hop on the app and like try for the drop. And also, I can't remember what I was just about to say.
I'll fill in quick, but I do think I really want to emphasize, I just think getting that extra entry, because instead of having to try, it's basically paying those points up front and just getting a little an extra like entry or whatever. And I think that's mainly what you should prioritize. But I do think go ahead.
Also, I was going to say that when you like buy your tickets or whatever to get these drops easier, I think if you're a whale, you're going to lose those tickets compared to if you're a little fish. And we keep saying like fish as in like the everyday collector, like people not with millions of dollars, basically.
Yeah.
And they're going to have like, I'm guessing when they pay for these tickets to go for the drops, I'm guessing they're going to get most of their tickets back, compared to if a whale uses those tickets. I bet they're going to get like nothing back, because like they have so many points.
I think we get the same percentage. I think it's like 90 or 95% you get back, but it's going to take more from the whale. So but even, I mean, they'll still be earning more. So I really don't think that the MCP can make you compete, you know, better against like whale. I think it can give you a slightly better chance, but I don't think you're going to like just out compete whales flat out unless whales aren't trying. So I think you'll have the best advantage on kind of more niche things that all the focus isn't on. But like if you're going for a Disney drop, like the Minnie Mouse, if we could do it for that, I don't think it's going to increase your odds like crazy. So
Yeah.
that's kind of our take on that. We'd love to know your guys' thoughts on the MCP and how it can change your odds and stuff like that, because, you know, we're just two dudes discussing this. But let's get to the next point, because MF Floyd wanted to know the sets that we have copped to earn MCP points. Specifically, we made a video recently about the Myrmekornos Series 2, which is the second highest number of MCP points per day that you can get. And it was
coming in at
sitting
19. And then the
Is
price is
it?
only 868 for 19 points per day. So
Yeah,
that's
I
pretty
mean,
good.
if you're looking for it, I mean, this is kind of like, I'm not super attached to the Myrmekornos. If I'm looking for profit at some point, I would maybe consider selling, but the Myrmekornos Series 2 is pretty much something that I'm holding strictly for MCP points, because it racks up as many as you can get from interacting with the app and stuff. And so,
And
I mean, I think that's helpful.
Also, if you don't have a big account and you're like thinking like, I don't care about the MCP at all, you can still plan on these whales coming in and buying these collectibles, because I bet a lot of new people, especially, and a lot of these whales have no clue about the MCP, because like there's nothing that really talks about it like on the app or anything. So if they just
Yeah.
download the app from a friend, they put like 10 grand in, 20, 30, 40. If they're a whale, like they could put in a ton of money, but
I would hope they did their research and
yeah,
knew a little, but you never know.
yeah, you never know. Cause like, I mean, 50 grand could be nothing to somebody. So never know, but they're still going to be looking for these MCP points, even if you're not using the MCP points like a ton, like you're going to have collectibles that are valuable because other people are trying to get those same MCP points.
Yeah, I mean, Myrmekornos, I don't know how high demand it is, but in terms of the MCP points, it's just one of the best you can get. And I'd take that over Cryptkins. So that is a move that we, that I made at least, to get some extra MCP points. Especially, I think the major important part is like, if you're considering getting in, and none of this financial advice, you guys know that, but I think like the earlier you get in, the better, because it's all those like retroactive points, and
Yeah,
just like holding over time, I think is really going to stack you up. And then as soon as they release the MCP, you'll have a decent amount to use. You can choose what to use it for rather than having to panic a little, later, compared to some other people who might have gotten in early. That's really the only set I've bought strictly for MCP points. I don't play the MCP point game a lot. I consider it like, the Marvel Mighties is a good example. I bought Doctor Doom and I had Invisible Woman and the Thing. I went and picked up the other two because it's like $100 to complete that set. And I don't know how many points you get for that, if you can see there, but that gives me, like a few extra points for the set. It's like 4 or something. I don't even know. It's not a lot, but it helps. But yeah.
and then you also get the points for completing the set.
Yes,
100 points,
which are one-off. You can't like glitch your way around that. But I don't really buy sets for MCP a lot. I feel like Carter does a little more than me, or has in the past at least. But I would say like if you buy a secret rare kind of, and there's like 2 other things in the set that are pretty cheap, it's kind of worth picking those up for the points. But it's all up to you really, and what you're interested in.
Yeah, if you have the most expensive thing in the set, and the rest of the set's like only like 25% of the ultra rare or whatever to complete it, definitely just go and pick up the rest of them, because they're probably not going to fall too much, if they fall at all, and then you're probably just going to make more money. So
yeah. And yeah, I still think the main thing, even if you're looking to like sell off, I think just the retroactive points alone, like having them for this time period up until the MCP point hype, where people start going crazy and panicking into buying stuff for MCP points. I mean, it could be a little play there, but yeah, overall, those are like the only things I've really bought strictly for MCP. The rest is stuff that I just like or want to own or see future value in. But yeah, the next thing MF Floyd wanted to know is the undervalued MCP earnings sets, collectibles, and comics. I'll start quick by mentioning the comics, because some people were a little upset last time when we discussed this, that I slept on the comics. I want to say that I think the common cheap comics are a really good way to go. Besides that, I've heard that the uncommons, since those are sometimes slept on and even cheaper than the commons.
Whoa. These are only 20.25 points.
I don't know.
Yo,
If that's
a big
updated.
change. That's a big change.
I did
That is
not
a
think it
very,
was that
very
way.
big change.
I thought it was 1 point.
Honestly, no, it definitely was 1 point at one time, but like this changes the game completely because I mean, that does not incentivize people to buy
Yeah,
the
that's
comics like it
yeah.
used to. Because the comics used to be a super good deal for MCP. And now if these are sitting at 0.25, that changes the game a little bit because I mean, that also makes sense that it's only 0.25 because it's also probably like a quarter of the price as well as most of the
Yeah.
collectibles. So I
I'm
think it definitely makes sense, but it's a pretty drastic change.
I'm wondering if that's not updated. Even though I trust this website on updating things, I'm confused because I swear it was 1 point and we would have seen
Yeah.
the article if they released something new. But this is a really important point when considering the MCP and investing in things because of MCP points is it's still subject to change, nothing set in
Yeah.
stone. So you could buy something that's maybe like, gives you all these points and then they change the rules and it switches it around and you end up with way less or something. And so that's something to consider. We saw that happen with the one collectible sets a while ago, and like secret rare comics and stuff kind of fluctuated in response to MCP changes. And so that's something that you should consider because can possibly do you a little bit dirty. So
Yeah.
yeah. In terms of undervalued sets though, like I mentioned, if the rules haven't changed, uncommon and rare comics, people were raving about those. So maybe check those out. I'm trying to think. Besides that, I just think cheap commons that are slept on. But then again, like I don't really want to promote collecting things that you don't like. So if you have the money,
Yeah.
you're only looking for MCP points. Common comics, uncommon rares, I think are probably your best way to go in terms of like value
I think
per MCP point.
I
But
think rare and ultra rare probably have the smallest market cap, or maybe uncommon, honestly, probably uncommon. But I mean, I would try to figure out what the lowest market cap thing is and then maybe invest in that just because you have the greater possibility of it increasing value and then you're also getting the MCP points for it. So
go top right. Click the dollar per MCP. No, to your right.
sorry, the
Dollar
things.
sign.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then go so it filters with the most expensive, or yeah, this is good. Never mind.
This is only the
So
very okay, we got the comments.
no,
Right?
go back to the dollar point per MCP.
Okay, right?
Okay. So this is showing that the rare is giving you the best bang for your buck in terms of MCP points.
Yeah.
So that's according to these rules. If it is 2 MCP points per rare, some of these rare comics that are slept on might be the move. But yeah, in terms of collectibles, it's definitely going to be in the sets. I would say you can go for cheap commons and cheap individual things. Those will usually get you like a point per piece, but it's really going to be when everything's together and you have those set points. So let's see, the stamps are looking like a decent, dollar per MCP. Myrmicorno's series 2. Myrmicorno's Cryptkins posters, I feel like anything that's slept on and people don't really want, like
I mean, this one's still standing out. The Myrmicorno series 2 is 100% standing out. Look at that 19 pointer, the second cheapest.
I definitely say that's one of like the most undervalued in terms of the points you get. But if you maybe want something else, the serial killers, all of those are still relatively cheap. But like I said, all the posters, let's see, the ghost bears look like they're doing, decent for MCP points, Voltron, Throg, hoverboards. So it's really the stuff that's like slept on in the app that is like the best deal right now, is just like sets of stuff that didn't, really get a whole, like, I don't know, people going crazy about it. So, but yeah, maybe we can link this in the description. If not, just Google Veve set list. It's really easy to find, and you can kind of scroll through here and look for yourself and figure out what you want to pick up if you're interested in this. Finally, just want to know our personal thoughts on if we think it's a good investment to invest in collectibles that earn you MCP points. And if we think investing in that will help us have a better chance against whales.
Yeah, same kind of thing. Same kind of thing I said before. Just I think even if these points come out and it doesn't favor the little fishies like us, even though I think it will, just because OMI staking came out and they were targeting the $1,000 mark, $2,500 mark, or whatever it was. Like it wasn't crazy amounts, because we were thinking it was going to come out and it was going to be like 10,000, 25,000, 50,000 or something. So the fact that it came out targeting more of the everyday person, this is definitely going to be doing the same thing, I think. But if it doesn't, you're still going to be having those set points that you can then go sell to a whale if you end up needing to do that.
Yeah. I mean, my perspective, I haven't been big on MCP points for a while. I think they'll be important, but like I said earlier, I don't think it's gonna make you have a better chance than a whale. I think it can help you compete a little bit. I think the main point though is just getting an extra entry in the drop lottery and being able to participate in the drop lottery and buy a ticket for every single drop lottery, for every drop, just to give yourself one extra chance where you don't have to worry about trying. Even it's just, you submit the ticket and it does the work for you. I think that's the most important part. I'm not super heavily invested, but I'm also like, I don't know, that I really just collect what I like. So no, I'm not big in it. I think, it could be a decent investment, but I don't know if I would put all of my eggs in that basket. But I would say like, maybe like a quarter of your like portfolio or whatever,
Yeah,
maybe
same.
kind of, dedicating that towards more set focused stuff. But in general, I also think just like collect what you like. And if you manage to pick up sets of what you like, there you go. There's your MCP points. You're chilling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely. I think if you like figure out what your top 1, top 2, top 3 sets on the app are,
Yeah.
like out of everything, I would try to go with those ones if you can afford them, because you're going to be overall happier with the decision you made because you're going to be holding the things you like. So
Yeah. Or I mean, even consider like things that the community likes or popular, or things you might think are slept on and have potential to grow in terms of value, because the MCP points aren't really something like you're investing in. Like, I don't know, they're not going to grow. Nothing with the MCP points is going to change. So you might as well try to like make some profit while holding some stuff that gets you MCP points. So I
yeah,
don't know. That's our take on that stuff. Shout out to MF Floyd for those,
let's go.
little prompts, I guess. Thank you for
go.
that. And yeah, thank you guys so much.
Yeah. If you guys enjoyed the video, drop a like. Let's go. OMI homies, let's go. Let's go, OMI homies.